Hi everyone, welcome to this video. Today we're gonna view some of the basic instructions for how to use some how to use deal or work with some hardware labs on the Computing Fundamental A+ course on the CompTIA platform. So here is a document from CompTIA website, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read out loud all of the informations and and share some of my thoughts, opinions, or ideas about what I'm studying, and I'm gonna also do some basic labs for you. I already opened a lab here from my A+ course, and while you're watching this video, make sure that you write your notes so that you know to uh, how to work with most of the hardware labs on CompTIA platform. Okay, uh, let's begin with this backups. Manager Master Lab simulations allow you to apply your knowledge to virtual hardware. This guide contains general instructions to help you get started. You may want to have this document open for reference during your first few hardware labs. Okay, cool. So please remember to watch this video when you're dealing with any hardware lab. Lab layout. Lab simulations follows a standard layout. The left sidebar includes the lab scenario and a list of tasks to complete. So here is you can see the scenario here and a list of tasks you need to complete. So here you can see something like add the monitor to Office 2, use an HDMI cable to connect the monitor to the Office 2 computer. Okay, next. Mm, Here's some image that represent what you were trying to say here. The main area may show hardware components shown above, a simulated software environment, or a map of the area in which you will be working. Okay, here you can see some hardware components here. Okay, a simulated software environment or a map of area in which you will be working shown below. So this is just like the environment that I'm dealing with here. You see, this is in this picture you can see different two detailed specification from two office. Like this is for Office 2, and here you can see information about hardware here. This is networking closet. Here you can see the COP data and COP server. These are like two distinct computers, and you can see information about hardware here. Okay, next. Left side of the top bar contains breadcrumbs showing your current location and allowing you to navigate back. So breadcrumbs here is like the kind of buttons to help you navigate between the location in this office. Like you click the let's say you already click the hardware here. Here you can see two breadcrumbs, like two buttons here. If you click floor one or view, you're gonna come back to this environment. Okay, next. Um, this example shows that you're in the Windows operating system on the Office 2 computer on floor one. Okay, Office 2 computer on floor one. Okay, floor one overview Office 2, Office 2. So the environment that this document is mentioning is different from the environment that I'm dealing with here. But a lot of the things can be the same. So that's why I open this environment for you, so that you can know what's going on with the things that they are trying to say in this document. So the right side of the top bar includes options to restart or the lab or check your answers. Okay, some labs have additional options here. Okay, let's see if there's something here. Okay, here you can see the button called Score Lab. Let me click this button. So here you can see a uh, a model tab saying like submit request asking you a question like submit for a score. Are you ready to score your lab? Once you click score, you won't be able to make any more changes to your work. So I'm gonna click cancel here. Okay, next. Hardware. When working with hardware, you spend most of your time in a view that shows a workspace, a cell, and details about the current selected component. So here you can see different hardware components here. Um, for this image, they selected a component called the AC power cable. Okay, let me see if I can show you some hardware components in this lab. Let me click the networking closest hardware. So here you can see this is the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse. This is the server with different kind of hardware components. Okay, here you can see AC power cable here. Okay, and here you can see if you click the detail, you can see more information like the overview. You can zoom up or c- sorry, you can zoom in or zoom out. And you can see information for the connector on the front, back, or top. For the connector, you can see the top here. The front looks like this. Back looks like this. Okay, yes. You can see information for the hard drives here, the input devices here, the monitors here. Okay, next. Workspace. The area for how I labs is the workplace is the workspace. It shows items you're working with. Okay. The main area for how I labs is the workspace. So the workspace is this environment. You can scroll up, scroll down, scroll to the right, scroll to the left. You can actually click to view Windows if this monitor is running. See here, this looks like I'm trying to work with a real computer here. Okay, I'm gonna come back to the networking classes. Here, here you can actually see the front of this computer and the back of this computer. Let me show you the back of this server. Yeah, the back of this server looks like this. Okay, next, it shows items you're working with. The main area for How Labs is the workspace. It shows items you're working with. You can zoom in and out as needed to interact with items in the workspace. Space. Okay, we already did that. Okay, zoom in and out is here. Okay. Oh, we didn't do it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Mm. Here you can actually see different kind of ports to connect different cables. Okay, next. Items in the workspace may have multiple views. For example, you can view the system case from the front or back. You can also view the motherboard and drive base. Okay, from back, motherboard, drive base. Okay, let me change the environment. Office to hardware. Okay, here. The front here, the back is here. Here you can see different ports on the back of this CPU's case. Sorry, on the back of this computer's case. Um, if I click here, you can see this is called the Cat6A cable, RJ45. And this cable is and the connector in this situation is RJ um, the motherboard socket IM3 NIC. See, there's another port here that is connected to the wall outlet, and this is the wall outlet, and this is connect, and this is the cable connected to the computer's case. This is the cable that was connected to the wall outlet. Okay, if I click motherboard here, you can see the mother this computer's motherboard. Mm, Okay, yeah, this is really helpful for the kind of hardware labs that ask you to install different hardware components into this motherboard. Cool. Okay, I'm sorry. The drive bay. Okay, the drive bay looks like this. So the drive bay is mostly used to connect the power supply unit or the hard drive, you know. Okay, next, I drag components from the cell to the workspace to use them. Okay. Let's see. Oh, the workspace. Okay, if I click AC power cable and I drag to the workspace here, oh, you can see the AC power cable is already in the workspace. Let's see if I can move it back to the cell. Cool. Okay, next, a yellow rectangle will show when your cursor is over a drop zone. Okay, so if you see something like this, you know that you can actually drop this hardware component into this place, you know. Okay, here you can see a yellow rectangle here, which means I can actually put the AC power cable into this workspace. Okay, next, hint, you won't need to use all items on the shelf in our labs. Okay, cool. Uh, Selected component. When you select an item on the cell or in the workspace, it shows in the selected component error. It shows in the selected component error. Clicking the details shows additional information about that component. Okay, here, detail here. I already show you. For cables, each connector and shows if and where it is connected. Okay, detail model. Okay, um, let's call this is a connector N, and it was connected to a monitor, and this connector N is connected was connected to. I'm sorry, this connector N wasn't connected to anything. You know. Okay, cool. So for this cable, you can see this connector N was connected to the port on wall outlet. And this co- this connect this connector N was connected to the motherboard here. Okay. Hint, hint. Remember to check the connected status cable N. A common mistake is to connect one end and not the other, like this. Mm. So if you connect one connector N of the Cat6a cable RJ45 to this to the back of this computer's motherboard, and and you didn't connect the other end to the wall outlet, then this computer wouldn't have any internet connection. You know, you need to connect the other end to the wall outlets here so that this computer can have internet connection. Okay, next, connecting cables. To connect a cable, you can either select the cable, then drag its connector ends from the selected component area to corresponding ports shown below. Okay, dragging this into this. Cool. Okay, let's see. Oh, they already connected the this connector end from the AC power cable to the wall outlet. Let me drag it back to the selected component. Now I'm pretty sure that this computer will not have any power, which means if you click this button, you may see something like, oh, the computer failed to turn on. Now, if I plug in the computer to provide power to it, then I can actually turn on the computer. The computer is now on, but the monitor is not showing output from computer. So for this lab, there's some issue that prevent me to turn on this computer, you know, because I don't see the monitors here. So in order to see the monitor, I have to put the monitor here. Okay, this is a different scenario. So we're gonna come back to this document and continue to read. Okay, next, I'll drag the cable from the cell and drop it onto the corresponding port. If the cable ends are different from each other, you need to identify which one you want to connect to that port. If the cable ends are different from each other, you need to identify which one you want to connect to that port. Okay, cool. So for this information, I think you can understand it when you're dealing with a lab, not from this document. While tracking a cable end, when your cursor is over a port, a blue highlight will show. Okay, let's see. Blue highlight. I don't see any blue highlight here. So see, maybe maybe CompTIA actually prevented me to connect any cable to the kind of ports that that don't actually relate really important for this lab. Let's say this port is important, and after I I remove this cable, I can actually, oh, I don't have the ability to see the blue highlight on this port. So this information maybe not that important here. Next, to connect, drop the end. Oh, wait, maybe I did something wrong. While charging a cable end, when your cursor is over a port, blue highlight will show. Okay, so what I need to do is I have to actually try to charge a cable so that the blue highlight will show up. Here you can see this means you can actually connect this cable's connector end to this port. You can also connect to um sorry, you can also see the blue highlight on our port too, but if you try to connect this connector ends to this port, it's not gonna work. See, can now connect to motherboard socket. So we're gonna connect to this wire outlet here. Okay, next to connect drop the end while the blue highlight is showing. Okay, we already did that. Okay, no that now all ports with all cable ends. Okay, I already showed you that. I already showed you that. Okay, next. Hint, while charging an item, you see a small thumbnail image of that item. Okay, while charging this connector end, you will see a small thumbnail image like this. When connecting a cable end, your cursor, not the thumbnail image, must be over the drop zone for you to make a successful connection. Okay, must be over the drop zone. So your cursor have to move to this drop zone, and then you release your computer's mouse like the left button, like the left button from your computer's mouse, so that you can actually connect the cable to this particular port. If I charge this cable like this, it's not gonna work. I have to move the cursor to this particular port and then release the mouse to connect the cable. Okay, next, when connecting cables, you must connect both ends. Okay, a partial connection window appears when an item isn't fully connected. Okay, let me drag this connector ends back to the selected component. Here you can see a partial connections error here. Whenever you see partial connections, you know that there's some kind of specific cable that already connected to one end. Mm, that have sorry. Whenever you see a partial connection error here, you know that there's a kind of cable that has a connector ends that already connected to a specific device, and you need to connect the other ends to another port. So here is an image of partial connections. Okay, next, you may not need to resolve all partial connections to complete a lab. Okay, cool. Operating system environment. When the computer and monitor are turned on, you may enter a simulated operating system. You may enter a simulated operating system environment. Okay, when the computer and monitor are turned on, you may enter a simulated operating system environment. Okay, let me move back to this environment. Hardware here, networking classes. Here you can see, sorry, here you can view Windows Server 2022. Yeah, this is called a simulated operating system environment. You can use the breadcrumbs at the top to navigate back to the hardware view. Here, if I click networking, close it. Now I'm back to the networking closet workspace or to the floor layout. The floor layout here is floor one overview. See? Um, okay. Scoring the lab. Click check answers in the upper right to see how you're doing. From here, you can keep working or submit your work for a score. Mm, okay. I'm gonna click score the lab to see what happened here. So here you can see that on this lab report, I already asked the monitor to Office 2, which I did before, and it shows me that I didn't actually connect the monitor to the computer using the HDMI cable. I also need to plug in the monitor, connect the keyboard to the computer, connect the mouse to the computer, turn on the monitor and the computer, turn on the monitor, turn on the computer. So here you can see some explanation about the steps to help you finish the labs here. Step 1 here, step 2 here, step 3, step 4, step 5. You can actually bring the labs here. In this case, I'm gonna close the lab. So this lab is called Explore the Lab Interface, which which is the lab that on the other video that I'm gonna record and upload into my YouTube channel in the next few days. Okay, let's see the last call report. Okay, cool. Okay, next, getting help. For help, click the question icon at the top right of your home screen for a list of options. Okay, here you can see the help button here. Here, so this getting help is for test out CompTIA platform only. Thank you guys for watching my video, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification